Welcome back, everyone, to the Bears Profit Plays YouTube channel. Today is Sunday, June 9th, and we are going to have game number 2 between the Boston Celtics and the Dallas Mavericks on tonight. I'm going to break down game number 1 and give my best play for game number 2 and props for game number 2 in this video. If you guys enjoy the content, please be sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel below. We are on our way to 12,000 subs on this channel, and that is all because of you guys. Thank you guys so much for your support. Let's get right into this video. Let's pick some winners today for the NBA. All right, guys, let's take a look at this leaderboard from the NBA in game number 1. Bad day for myself. Had the Dallas Mavericks in game 1, plus 6.5. Obviously, that was a huge mistake. Boston Celtics came out. They dominated the game in the first half, maybe the most dominating performance we've seen from a team in NBA history in the NBA Finals. I think they had the largest lead, or maybe the second largest lead at the half in NBA history, but that was an 0-1 day. Player prop, Derek Lively Jr. over 6.5 rebounds. He did get to 5 rebounds. He was just in so much foul trouble the entire game. I'm pretty sure he didn't even play 20 minutes. So a couple bad picks there. Just a brutal, absolute brutal start to the NBA Finals. But I'm hoping to bounce back today. And for the play today, we are obviously going to be breaking down game number 2 between the Dallas Mavericks and the Boston Celtics. Again, probably the most dominating performance we've seen from any team in a game number 1 in the NBA Finals. But the Boston Celtics, they struggled in the third quarter. I don't think they can shoot any better from the field than they did in the first half. They didn't play very well in the second half, and I do think the Dallas Mavericks are a very competitive team. I'm going to take them here again with the points. Very possible that this may be a mistake again. I think the Boston Celtics are the better overall team. And Kristaps Porzingis, man, you want to talk about a guy who made a difference in game number 1, in the first half especially. It was basically all him making any shot he wanted from any spot on the floor. He missed multiple weeks in a row of basketball, and then he just hops on the floor like nothing happened in his first game in the NBA Finals, and he didn't miss a shot basically the entire first half. Him being back in the lineup for the Boston Celtics, it's unfair because now they literally have all 5 players on the floor who shoot, I believe, above 35% from 3. Everybody can make a shot. There's not very many weaknesses on this team, and I think the biggest weakness they have is that they can take the foot off the gas pedal, and we did see that in the third quarter. The Dallas Mavericks, they came out extremely hot. They made the comeback. I don't know if they were playing better defense or the Boston Celtics were just getting a case of the law of averages, missing some of their shots in the second half because they were so good in the first half. But I will say there was a dramatic change in this game whenever the Dallas Mavericks cut it to 7 with about 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Derek Lively Jr., he got a rebound. He tried to clear out Kristaps. The referee saw it as enough contact to call it an offensive foul. And the Boston Celtics from there, they went on a 10-0 run, getting a lead back to 17 points. And that call changed the entire second half. If you go back and watch it, it's clearly not a foul. He has every right to clear everybody out. I don't think he threw an elbow that high, but that play, it did change the entire game. And I'm not making any excuses for the Dallas Mavericks because they kind of got stopped in the first game. They need to play a lot better in this game. But a big part of that turnaround was that call. And the Dallas Mavericks, they did cut it to 7. They got the rebound on the defensive side. They could have cut it to 5. That foul call changed everything. If you take a look at the stats from the Dallas Mavericks in game number 1, it is very clear that they want to establish the paint. They have not been hitting a lot of threes in the playoffs so far, and it showed. They only made 7, shooting 25% from deep compared to Boston's 16 from deep, and they shot 38.1% from deep. Dallas Mavericks, they've been driving to the rim. It feels like nearly every single possession, and I'm going to take a player prop based on that today, but they need to get better at making their open three-point shots. They had a ton of open looks in that game. P.J. Washington had a ton of open looks. Nothing was falling for him in that game. I know we're back at Boston here, game number 2. I do think Boston will probably win the game because I think they're the better team plus the home court advantage. But I'm going to ride with the Dallas Mavericks. This team, they're extremely gritty. I don't think they can possibly shoot worse than they did in the first half in game number 1. I think they can pull themselves out of this one. They're going to find a way to stay competitive. Kyrie Irving, Luka, these guys are going to give up. I'm also going to add over 103.5 team total. That seems a little ridiculous to me. The Dallas Mavericks, they did not shoot very well in game number 1. This team is averaging well over that number in the playoffs so far. So I'm going to take this team over 103.5 points in the game and plus 7 as the 2 plays for today. All right, let's go over to the player props. We are going to be looking at 2 all-stars in this game. I'm very excited. 2 superstar players. We're going to start with Kyrie Irving, and oh boy, did this man struggle in the first game going back to Boston in the finals. Kyrie Irving, he was getting chirped at the entire game. Every time he touched the ball, people were booing him. People were yelling at him. That's what you get for stepping on lucky, I guess. But I liked the way he was staying aggressive in game number 1. Even though he didn't score a lot of points, he only scored 12 points. He shot 19 times, and 14 of those 19 shots came basically at the rim. He just could not get anything to fall. Kyrie was also blanked from the outside. He missed all 5 of his three-point shots. And all around his game, it was just miserable in game number 1. He only had 2 assists, 3 rebounds, 12 total points. He was horrible. I think we should see a bounce back performance, a pretty big way here, over 22.5 points. It doesn't seem like a lot for a guy who shoots the ball 20-plus times. So I'm going to take him here, over 22.5 points as the first play. The second play is going to be for the Boston Celtics, and I'm going to take Jason Tatum over 9.5 rebounds going up against the Mavs. This is going to be a volume play for Jason Tatum. His rebounds are always set at under 10 rebounds. I have no idea why, because he's always in the double digits, I feel like. Jason Tatum, he basically does not come off the court either. He plays 42 to 46 minutes every single game. Whenever you're off the court, it's hard to get rebounds. We saw that with Lively the other day. He played like 17 minutes or whatever it was, and he didn't get his rebounds. But we're going to take Jason Tatum here because he plays the entire game. If you take a look at the stats going back to the series against the Cleveland Cavaliers, he's gone over 10 rebounds in 8 of the last 10 games leading up to the Dallas Mavericks series. In the first game against the Mavericks, he finished with 11 rebounds, and Jason Tatum really hasn't been the face of the offense in the playoffs either. I know that he can probably score a lot of points. He does sometimes score a lot of points, but he's just letting his teammates pick him up everywhere, and he's focusing on getting the rebounds, playing in that 4 spot a lot. I'm not sure if Porzingis is on a minutes restriction in this game. He stopped playing after 20 minutes in game number 1. That could have been because they thought they had it wrapped up, or it could have been a minutes restriction. But he only collected 6 rebounds. Al Horford, I believe, also had 6 rebounds. And those are the only other 2 big guys for the Boston Celtics. So I love Jason Tatum here again to have another day cleaning up the glass. Over 9.5 rebounds as the play there. All right, let's take a look at the NBA graphic for today. The best picks and props today. Dallas Mavericks, +7 going up against Boston. I didn't learn my lesson from game number 1. Hopefully it doesn't bite me in the ass in game number 2. Also going to take the Dallas Mavericks team total over 103.5 going up against the Celtics. Hopefully the Dallas Mavericks respond in game number 2. Then we're going to go with Kyrie Irving, over 22.5 points going up against the Celtics. Back home at Boston, probably feels a little bit weird, but he's a competitor. This guy, he's going to continue to shoot. If he's taking 20 shots, I'm going to take him over points every single time. They give me Jason Tatum, over 9.5 rebounds going up against the Dallas Mavericks. He's been a rebounding machine, 10-plus rebounds in 8 of the last 10 games, make it 9 of the last 11 games. Guys, that's going to do it for the NBA plays and props for Sunday, June 9th slate of games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please be sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel below. See you guys next video, and thanks for watching.